Hey everybody, it's Side Gig Guy here, coming to you from a remote location, Douglasville, Georgia, and we are there for one reason only. Well, not one reason only. They have $5 peak pay going on in this zone, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Here, let me show you. So you can see right down there, the peak pay. You can see it's until 2:59 a.m. the next day. And probably it happens every day this way. I think when DoorDash has a new zone or a small zone, they try out peak pay all the time to get everything going. So that's what this is, and we're going to try it out. We're going to dash here. In case you're curious where Hogansville, Georgia is, let me kind of pull out the map a little bit. There. You can see Atlanta Metro up back to the north, all the red. And the zone I'm in is grayed out right now, which might mean there's absolutely nothing to do here. I drove through that other town there, the north, Grantville. There was nothing there. They must have had the town hidden somewhere. I don't know where it was at, but so I came down here. There's better 5G signal here anyway. So let's go ahead and get logged in. And this might be a little longer than just one dash, and I'll explain why here in just a bit. Let's put it to 3:30. How about that? Dash until every time if you want. All right, we are officially logged in. There is a nope, that's a previously busy hotspot. Let me zoom out. So it looks like there's these. Hey, there was something back in that other town, a Dollar General or something. So there actually was something to see. Kind of center the zone. That's the view I like to have. If you click on the little square right above the GPS, it centers the zone, shows you all the hot spots in one central location. We'll just sit here and wait. We may not get an order out of this zone. I'm doing things a little different today, and I'll explain why. I'm getting to the explanation why later on, but you might notice that I'm broadcasting live from my laptop today. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm on the road. I'm taking a road trip away from where I live down into Alabama. We're going to be doing Side Gig Guy on the road, and I'll probably do a live every day, and I'm going to try and pump out a lot more content than I have been pumping out. And I'm hoping that it's good quality content, better than I've been doing. I've actually been looking at some of my old stuff and then some of my middle stuff and some of my now stuff, and I think my content's kind of sliding backwards a little bit. So I'm going to try and make it a little bit better for you. A lot of it is just getting used to the things I've been trying to add. Like, I got a GoPro, and it seems like that GoPro picks up a lot of things that I didn't even realize, even about myself. Like, I've got this lazy eye, and I didn't know I had a lazy eye until I started watching my live streams and my stuff from the GoPro. I guess I don't really have to move this yet. I'm at the Hogansville Public Library. I don't know if you can see that or not. This town's just a little strange. I'm going to change my position here. This is going to be the view you're going to get from me. It'll be a kind of an interesting little parallel view. I won't be able to switch to a front view because it's not a phone. I normally bring two phones with me whenever I do the live, but we won't be able to do that because I forgot to bring the second phone. There you go. That's not too bad. The lighting could be a little better. Let's shuffle this and get some music going. My wife just texted me and asked if my trip was off to a good start, and I suppose I should just let her know that yes, it is. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of roam around here and look for a good place to start. Rather, a good place to stand by. There we go. That's what I was looking for. My nice royalty-free music feed. This is a real small market. And by real small, I mean I think I've already driven through this second town. These are the only two towns in the zone, and I've yet to actually figure out where the stuff is. You know, where's the Burger King? Where's the McDonald's? Where's the Wendy's? These two hotspots, or previously busy hotspots, are nowhere near where I'm at. So, hey, here's looks like Main Street. Let's check that out. And people that live in these small towns, this is at least 10 miles off the interstate. They roll through these streets like there's no nothing. They know all the roads. So here we go. Let's pull over here. This town looks like it's like abandoned. Like the whole town looks abandoned. Here, let me show you. So stopping on what I thought was Main Street. Everybody listeners wondering who I am. All right, so here's the little movie theater. It's kind of shut down. And I'm not sure what that is over there, but it's got the windows are all painted out. That's weird. Hey, I could probably do the chat here a lot better as well because it looks like I can actually see the chat real easy from the laptop. Maybe I'll think about bringing my laptop next time. Okay, so I'm on this road trip. For those of you that don't know, which is probably everybody, we're getting ready to leave the Atlanta metro area. Since I left Comcast, we don't have any family really in the area, so there's nothing really keeping us in the Atlanta area. So we're going to move closer to my wife's family, to Joanne's family, and they live in LA, which is not Los Angeles, but lower Alabama. So they're based really like almost at the Gulf of Mexico. So we've been kind of checking out that area, and we're getting ready to sell the house. It's been an experience to watch Joanne do this because we've relocated a lot, but I usually go out first. I actually, go to wherever we're getting relocated to with Comcast, get everything set up, and she sells the house or gets everything packed up and gets ready to move. So we haven't been doing that this time because I don't really have a job to go to, and there's been a little bit of tension in the house. Let's just say that, and I think it's one of those situations where it's almost better that I just pretend that I've got some job I'm going to just to get away from her process. She has a process. She's good at this, and she knows what she's doing. So I've literally just decided to go down and scope out some neighborhoods, things like that, maybe places we'd want to live and just stay there for a few days or whatever. She's going to list the house, deal with the realtor and, do her thing. She's expecting it to sell relatively quickly. Once it's under contract, I'll come back or maybe even make a contingency offer on a house down in Alabama if I find one. There's the train that's coming through town right now. I wonder if I can get this. You probably can't see much, but the red lights are blinking. There's the horn whistle. Watch me get an order right now for something that's on the other side, because I guarantee you a town this small does not have like an overpass or an underpass or some way to get around the tracks. I'll have to wait. We'll see. It is high noon. If there's going to be any business at all, it should be right now. But like I said, the map shows only previously busy hotspots. Do you guys know the difference between this? So if you see hotspots like this, look down here in the text to see what it says. If it says it's a previously busy hotspot, that means that at some point in the past, not as in like the past today, but as in like yesterday or last week or last month at this time, that place might have been busy. I hate to use the finger quotations, but DoorDash is just trying to tell you, well, nothing's happening right now in the zone, but maybe something's going to happen over here. Maybe something's going to happen over here. If it's a real hotspot, it won't say previously busy hotspot, and there'll actually be little bits of red that start to grow around the hotspot. So going to one of these hotspots probably isn't going to benefit me at all. I'm just going to sit right here in the heart of Hogansville, Georgia, and wait for something to come in. It's a little strange that there's nothing around here, though. Let me just open up Google Maps and look for the nearest McDonald's. Not that, or actually, I'll just do nearest restaurant. That sounds like an idea. Okay. Restaurants. lunch. All right, so there's a Nachos Mexican Grill. Bring this around here. There's a few restaurants in this general area. Don't know if any of them are doing DoorDash, but there's a Nukes. That's out in a different place. Yeah, this town has one restaurant. It's called Carvella's Pizza Company. All right. Something tells me that this is going to be a little slow. What is this town down here? I don't know. LaGrange. Oh, that's a different zone. Well, we'll wait. We'll see if we get anything. But like I was saying, so I'm in the process of going down to Lower Alabama, and we're going to see if we can find some place to live down there. Train is gone now, so traffic's kind of flowing a little bit better. There's a big 18-wheeler. Buddy Moore Trucking. Buddy Moore is. I've got about 4 hours of driving to get to where I'm going. And this area, I'm not going to say that it's going to get any busier if I go somewhere else, but let's see where I can get the best lighting with this laptop. You guys can all just kind of watch me. I figured this out. Down here. I know that's a long ways away, but that's not bad. See my water bottle. Hey, I bet if I did this, oh, look at that. Amazing. Let's go to this Wendy's. It's boring just to sit here. It's 5 minutes away.
Starting route. Head east on East Main Street.
I knew this was Main Street. I wasn't just exaggerating. I don't think I'm going to be able to head east, but GPS can deal with it.
Turn left onto Oak Street, then turn left onto High Street.
Can't turn because somebody was blocking the whole street with their car.
Turn right.
And I can't turn right because I already missed that turn. You need to be faster. GPS.
At the lights,
There
turn
we go.
left onto US 29.
Well, there's a Dollar General and a Walgreens. Those are two things that we all know about if we DoorDash. We get a lot of business out of those places. I know there's a lot of stuff around here, but I think this is the only place that the lighting's going to work right. And you can only see this much of the background. Pick up the laptop when I get to Wendy's. Oh, phone is overheating. It never happens. Stop charging it for a while.
Use the left lane to turn onto East Port Road. Turn left.
Back over the tracks. I've already made my reservation tonight. I'll be staying under Marriott points. Worked at Comcast. I was very loyal to my travel. I would always stay at the same hotel chain, Marriott, and I would always fly Delta. It was kind of hard to fly Delta when I was not living near a Delta hub, like Philadelphia's American Airlines hub, but I still stayed with the good credit card. American Express has a reserve card with Delta. They used to call it like the Black Reserve. I don't know what they call it now. I think it's just the reserve card. It's about $500 a year for the premium, and if you think it's stupid, or Dave Ramsey thinks it's stupid to pay for a credit card, that credit card pays for itself. One of the key benefits it has is once a year you have a free companion pass. So it means Joanne can fly with me for free one time a year, anywhere in the continental United States. I think it's just the 48 states, not all 50. But she can fly first class with me. If I book a first class ticket, she gets free first class ticket. So that's right there, pays for itself. It comes with free club admission. I think it comes with like 4 or 5 guest vouchers. I get bonus miles. I can achieve for every $15,000 I spend, I get 15,000 MQMs or something like that. That goes to status. I'm not going to bore you about airline stuff. It's not in my niche anyway. So, but where was I going with this? Oh, so the Marriott points that I have are just ridiculous right
Continue
now.
on to East Main Street.
It'll take me months to use them all. Well, not months, but I mean a long time. We're also part of the Marriott Vacation Club, which is like a timeshare, but then like timeshares kind of have a stigma to them, so they call it a club. And we do that because when we travel, we like to stay at a place where we can have a full kitchen, a couple of bedrooms, you know, like almost like you're staying in somebody's house. And the Marriott resorts always have that. So what we may pay extra in maintenance fees and, you know, those timeshare type fees, we make up for by not having to eat out at restaurants when we take a week out. And so it's definitely a wash, and it may actually pay for itself. I think it pays for itself. And I end up getting a lot of Marriott points. So like I said, long story short, I'm paying with my stay on points, and probably will stay with either vouchers or points the whole time I'm down here. I told my wife I was going to sleep in my car, so she'll feel sorry for me. All right, we're 1 minute away from what was a previously busy hotspot in Wendy's. I might get some lunch. I like Wendy's. Hey, if anybody's watching, can somebody put something into the chat? Anything, just so I know I'm not just talking to nothing. It would make me happy. Even if it's just a emoji. Okay. So over here we have, there's a McDonald's and a Subway and a Waffle House and Ingles Grocery Store. That's a chain that's kind of in Georgia. I don't need your help anymore, honey. I found civilization. There's a Love's Truck Stop. Love's Truck Stops, for those of you that don't know, are one of the bigger chains. You probably know about these. They have showers in them and stuff like that, and really cater. Ooh, and there's Hunter's Mexican Cantina and Grill. That actually looks like it would be really good. This stop looks familiar. I wonder if Joanne and I have stopped here on road trips before. I think we have. I think we've eaten at that place. Oh, here's the Wendy's. There's a hotel parking lot. We'll just pull in there. Still no orders. Like I said, $5. I have a feeling we'd be more likely to get something from around here than where we were. So it's a good sign. Love speed bumps. I'm going to be doing some videos of stuff that happened to me this week. You've already seen one of the videos where I had a flat from a pothole. That happened again, except this time it was twice as bad. I hit another pothole, if you can believe that. This time it took out 2 tires. Yes, 2 tires at one pothole. Gotta love that. Whoops. There, I'll comment. I can see now that I'm not going to post this one up for usual consumption. It's just going to be streamed only. But I just did see a couple thumbs up, so thank you for that. Appreciate it. Let me show you where I'm at now. Not much has changed. Phone's still kind of hot too. So I am. I had to zoom in a little bit. Literally right next to that previously busy hotspot. And if I click that to frame up the zone, I kind of disappear because I'm real close to it, but it does make sense. This is probably a better area to be sitting, just with all the chains and stuff like that. I hope that Mexican Cantina place orders something. so I could check them out. It's cloudy here today, so there's not a lot of natural light. This place is like Divorce Central. You know, the place that you go when you're about to get a divorce, I guess. The man needs somewhere to live, or sometimes I guess the woman could go to Divorce Central. But oh, I think The Simpsons did something like this, and their sign out front said 31 days since our last attempted suicide or something like that. Not that I'm joking about suicide, but that's how pathetic this place looks like. It looks like it looks like a typical motel. You know, the door to your room faces immediately to the outside. It has one window with that air conditioner unit right underneath. Um, there's no way I could sleep in a place like this, because not only would there just be way too much noise in the first place, but I'd be the paranoid person who thinks that somebody's trying to jimmy the lock with a knife. What that happened? Planes, trains, and automobiles, and they stole all their stuff. We got music going still? We do. Nice. Also, so I had those 2 flat tires, and I've had the cracked windshield fixed, but I've been having, other problems with that since there, the moisture sensor and stuff like that. And it's just been sort of difficult to keep this car on the road a lot. And now this road trip is going to make it even harder. I'll probably dash, though, while I'm in Alabama, that area. I'm going to want to figure it out. If I'm going to live there, like I said, if we're moving down there, I need to figure out the zone, see how much money I can make, and see if it's going to be worthwhile. I know that we're not moving here, because even with $5 peak pay, we are not making any money. Nugs just posted up a video today, and I haven't watched it all the way to the end, but he almost sounded like more finance for a minute. I mean, he's pointing up at the air, and sometimes there were offers and sometimes there weren't, but he was so upbeat. And I'm not saying he's always negative, but he sometimes can be. And this, he literally sounded like more finance, and he was accepting every offer, doing one of those accepting every offer things, and making pretty good money. All the offers had these great tips attached to them. If I got tipped $6, $7, $8 on every run, on every offer, that'd be awesome. Not in Lithia Springs. I want to think that he's Ohio area. For those of you who might be joining late, we are in Hogansville, Georgia. It's south of the Atlanta metro area, and the reason we're here is this zone has $5 peak pay, 24/7, 365. And you know what? DoorDash isn't losing much money by offering $5 peak pay, because there's no business here. I'm parked at literally the heart of the city, so to speak. There's a Wendy's and a McDonald's and some other fast food nearby, and a Dollar General, but there is no orders, even right in the lunch hour. We're 12:15 now. Then the zone was gray when I logged into it, so I guess you could say I knew what I was getting into. I wonder, in zones like this, probably people who live here are the Door Dashers, and they turn on the app and it just sits idle at their house, and if it goes off, they go and do the run, and if it doesn't go off, they just kind of are doing other things. We should see if Uber has anything going here. Why not multi-app? Let's turn them all. Excuse me. We'll turn on Uber. There we go. And let's. I'm way out of my Grubhub zone, but let's just turn on Grubhub and see if it gives me anything. I don't know if it does. If you're outside your zone, if it will give you stuff. I've never tried. Head towards a hotspot. More red equals more orders. That is true. Okay, so I got everything running now. But I don't think I'm going to get anything, because if DoorDash is offering $5 peak pay 24 hours a day in this zone, that means that they wouldn't be doing it if there was a lot of volume, because they'd be losing money. They're just probably trying to build this zone up. It's on the way to Alabama. It's right along I-85, just south of Atlanta. And I think I'm right at the edge. Yeah, if I go any further on the interstate, I will leave this zone. So it's good talking to you guys though today. I feel like I got some of the news that's been going on with me with regards to our move and that sort of thing out there. And Joanne, if you're watching, I love you, baby. I'm going to be home soon. As soon as the house is under contract, right? I was just totally getting in the way there. I literally was. I think we weren't fighting every day, but there was something that I would find wrong with her process every day. And the problem is her process works. So I shouldn't have been fighting it so much. And she said the reason I kept hitting all these potholes and getting all these flat tires was because I was fighting the move. Well, now here's how she said it. She says, "Quit fighting this move." And I'm like, "I'm not fighting this move. I'm helping you. I cleaned the oven. I pulled the stuff out of the thing. I'm helping with the move." And I didn't get what she was saying. She just meant I was fighting it mentally. And all the things that were happening were indicators that we should be doing this as we usually do, where I go down and check things out and spend a couple weeks figuring out where we're going to live while she gets us out of where we are living. In case you didn't know, over the course of my tenure with Comcast, which was about 17 years, I was promoted and demoted 6 times. I don't know if that's a company record or not, but I moved into leadership and out of leadership a lot because I'm also an engineer by trade. And I relocated a lot with the company. They sent me from where I was living in Kansas when I got the job. They sent me out to New Jersey. And then from New Jersey, I went to the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. And then from there, they located me down to Atlanta. And I was there actually for a long time, 10 years before they relocated me again. Is it 10 years? It was a long time, many years, the longest posting at all. Then they wanted me to work on a special project at headquarters. So they moved me back to the Northeast, to Philadelphia. Comcast's headquarters is in Philadelphia. They have 2 huge buildings at the corporate headquarters. And I was on the 12th floor of one, and the second one was just being built. And as soon as they finished the construction on the second one, we got moved over to the 23rd floor of that building, which was kind of awesome because it had floor to ceiling glass windows all the way around on every floor. And you could like see onto the rooftop pools of all the nearby buildings and stuff. It was fun. In the summertime, you could literally see all these guys, gathering around watching other buildings. Anyway, I digress. But after I moved to Philadelphia, this project sort of kind of went on without me, let's say to speak. That was one of my demotions. They wanted to bring in a new leader because I had actually done the startup portion of it, and there was really no need for me to be there for the sustaining part of it. So they moved me back to Atlanta, Georgia to take a manager position. And that worked out perfectly because, this was in 2019, right after that COVID hit. And I think being in Georgia was a much better place to be than the Northeast. Hey, JT, thanks for checking in. I had no idea even the chat was working. uh, and yes, I am moving, and I already have an agent here in the Atlanta area, but thanks for offering. He's sold our house a couple of times because like I'm going through my whole relocation story, and our realtor Harry, he was a good guy. And so anyway, so they moved me back here. COVID hit, and it was a good place to be. I was in an apartment though, which was kind of confining. We actually purchased a house and a used car right during lockdown. It can be done. It was a challenge, but it was doable. And Comcast was locked down for a long time. If you guys didn't know that, like a lot of companies, they stayed in lockdown until 2022. So 2 years of lockdown. And then when they came out of lockdown in early 2022, they did it real slowly. It was like 1 day a week and 2 days a week. And they grappled with, should you be vaccinated or should you not be vaccinated? And they finally ultimately said, no, you don't have to be vaccinated, even though they were kind of leaning that way. Then there was the mask thing. Are we going to wear masks? Are we not going to wear masks? And they kind of vacillated a couple ways on that. And then they finally went no masks, but we were only there 2 days a week and it was totally voluntary. Then it was 3 days a week, still totally voluntary. And this was about the time that I was starting to figure out side gigs and do those anyway, like Uber and DoorDash and stuff. So I was working at home, going in 2 days a week. And the days that I was at home early in the morning, and then after my work was done, I would do side gigs. And it got to the point to where once we'd paid off all of our debt, it was like, why am I still doing this job? The Comcast had just become kind of It was a real good paying job, but it was not any fun anymore. And I really like the side gigs. I know that sounds kind of dumb. It may not sound dumb to you, JT, because you've told me the same thing that you actually really just like doing this stuff. And that's where I'm at. I don't think the money is nearly as important as just having fun with what I do. It's kind of my hobby. And so when we decided to part ways, Comcast and me, Comcast and I, it was sort of a mutual, I'm quiet quitting. Hurry up and fire me. And then they did. And I remember the day that they did, it was funny. They brought me in and I was in the office with my boss, but HR was remote. HR still not coming into the office. And she said, Jeff, we saw your video because I actually did a video on quiet quitting. And I said, oh, well, did you like and subscribe? That's the most important thing. She did not laugh. And she said, we just want you to know this will be your last day with the company. I'm like, okay. And as it turns out, they did have somebody from HR in the building that was able to take my badge and my computer and all my stuff. But they have a magic button too that they push that turns off all your access. What they weren't prepared to do though was to stop paying me. I was on a PIP, something that they give you to write you up to try and improve your performance. That's what it is, performance improvement plan, a PIP. And because that PIP hadn't run its course, they, I guess, couldn't stop paying me. So they sent me home, and for the next month and a half, I kept getting paychecks. And then once the PIP was over, then I was officially terminated, and I stopped getting free cable. And it was at that point that I figured, okay, well, we're finally done. I don't have anything to worry about. And then about a month later, I got another check from them. They gave me my quarterly bonus for Q3. So I don't know where you get with that. It's kind of weird. I'm almost wondering if I'm going to get part of my last year bonus here. They pay you that out usually in March. So I guess we'll see. I've been rambling for a long time with no orders. Here, I'll show you. It's still on. Nothing's happening. So I'm going to let you guys go. This has been fun. Unless you want to watch me drive to Atlanta, I could get some, or not to Atlanta, to LA, Lower Alabama. I could rack up some watch hours, but I don't think that's what you want to see. Real quick, just to kind of catch you up if you didn't know the rest about my family. So my wife's back in Atlanta. She's going to get the house ready to sell. I'm going down to Atlanta or to Alabama. I'm going to be there for a while. I've got 3 daughters, one from a previous marriage who's out in Colorado. And I've got another daughter who is in Nebraska, which is where I met my second wife. And then, thank you, JT, I will. And a third daughter who is a stepdaughter, and she is in Thailand right now. She's awesome. She just loves to travel the world. She left after she got her international business degree, and she left the United States and has not been back. She's in her 30s now. She's been to Australia, Japan, Korea. I know I'm going to forget places. She was in somewhere in Europe. Where am I? Germany. That's right. She was in Germany. And anyway, so she was in China during the lockdown. She was in Shanghai when COVID hit. So she's just been everywhere. And I'm hoping to get to see her at some point this year. So if any of you guys are watching, hope you all stay safe. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Side Gig Guy out. I've never done this on a laptop before, so I've got to figure out which button to stop streaming. Oh, it's right there at the bottom. End stream. Bye.